Senior Ranking Member Mr. Kucinich, and other members, I'm very honored to speak with you today as a representative of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and share with you my experiences of the affirmative action planning process. I am the Director of HR Information Systems, Employment, and Immigration at St. Jude. The mission of St. Jude is to eliminate catastrophic diseases in children through research and treatment. We are a nonprofit run primarily on donor dollars. We have over 3,700 employees who hail from more than 80 countries and every continent but Antarctica. Annually, we receive over 30,000 applications every year and hire more than 600 individuals. As a government contractor and a standalone organization, we are required to complete a single affirmative action plan every year. Our efforts to comply with the regulations of the OFCCP are multifaceted. Some duties are just embedded in the day-to-day activities of our team, which make them difficult to extract or quantify. The appropriate infrastructure to support our efforts is absolutely required. This includes software, hardware, and storage systems, including on-site physical files, off-site storage, and electronic storage. In addition, in my opinion, an affirmative action vendor and legal attorney are absolutely necessary. All of these require time and effort. However, the efforts I discuss today will be mostly focused on what I consider to be the tip of the iceberg, not on creating and maintaining the infrastructure to support these efforts. Every year, St. Jude expends resources to collect, audit, and process data collected in our systems to send to our vendor to create our plan. Once the plan is finalized, we must review, understand, and implement meaningful actions around the results. We need to stay current of new and pending regulations and devise strategies to comply with these. And we need to ensure the continued training of new and existing staff around these regulations. Last but not least, we must endeavor to improve data collection processes as opportunities for improvement always exist. To eliminate our efforts, I want to focus on our current affirmative action plan. This document is over 450 pages long. In addition, our affirmative action vendor provides the statistical analysis that the OFCCP would run if we were audited. This is an additional 250 pages long. This information has to be read and absorbed and actions taken. In our current plan, we have 21 placement goals, 15 potential areas for adverse impact, and more compensation issues than I can count. For our plan year, our estimated time for these activities around these issues is 500 person-hours and at the cost of $58,000. If our organization is audited, our efforts and costs will increase. Our last audit was in 2009, and it lasted 8 months. A conservative estimate put the time and cost to meet the request of the auditor and to defend ourselves against charges of discrimination at 400 person-hours and $37,000. Contractors can be audited every 2 years. St. Jude takes very seriously our responsibility of guarding against discrimination. When any allegations occur, we are committed to dealing with these in a fair, swift, and consistent manner. However, current regulatory framework poses challenges for us to meet the goals and standards set by the OFCCP and the increasing scrutiny of minutiae in the audits. If St. Jude is not employing enough minorities or women in a particular job category, then it may appear we're discriminating. If we devise strategies to eliminate this discrepancy, and we are too successful in our efforts, meaning we've actually now hired too many women or minorities, then it may appear that we are engaged in reverse discrimination and actually have adverse impact on another group. The standards require that we have the perfect mix of gender and racial groups for every job category. It's an impossible standard to meet, not to mention that the data elements used to conduct the analysis are crude and incomplete. If you only look at race and gender as predictors of hiring, promotions, termination, and pay, then you are actually ensuring that these are the factors that will explain the statistical variance. In reality, there are a plethora of factors that influence these decisions, most of which are not easy to capture in a database or to quantify for over 30,000 applicants and 3,700 employees each year. Every year, our burdens increase, An example would be the 7% target representation of persons with disabilities for each job category, with an estimated effort of 30 minutes. Based on my experience, this effort is grossly underestimated. There are good things that come from the affirmative action process: employer outreach to underemployed groups, attention to eliminating barriers to employment for women, minorities, veterans, and disabled individuals, and encouraging employers to assess their efforts regularly are desirable and of real benefit. The real question, though, is whether the OFCCP's methods and new regulations actually promote these good things in an efficient and effective way, or simply create excessive burdens and fodder for litigation. In conclusions, the effort, resources, and costs to comply with the OFCCP create significant burdens and barriers far in excess of what is necessary to accomplish effective affirmative action. Our team is not focused on providing a fair and diverse workplace, but instead of surviving our next audit. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.